Dear friends, we were discussing phenols. In our previous lecture, we discussed the acidic character of phenols. Today, we will start with the chemical properties of phenols, and today we will do a very important reaction called Claisen rearrangement. So let us start. So first, let us see what is Claisen rearrangement. Basically, it is a reaction of your allyl phenyl ether. So O CH2, yes, CH2 CH double bond CH2. This is your allyl phenyl ether. Now if we heat this around at 475 Kelvin in presence of some inert solvent, so what it does, it undergoes a rearrangement. So basically this group, it shifts from oxygen to ortho position. So we get, what we get is, we get here this OH and CH2 CH double bond CH2. This is ortho allyl phenol. So this is your Claisen rearrangement, and this rearrangement is ortho rearrangement. Why? Because the group has been shifted to your ortho position. Now in some cases these two ortho positions they are occupied, then this group it migrates to para position. So let us write, suppose we have a case like this. Now if these two ortho positions they are preoccupied, suppose these positions are preoccupied, now what happens? Now this group it migrates from here to this para position. So what we get is, this will be the product OH, and the rearrangement is same, but now instead of ortho position, as these are preoccupied, this group has been shifted to para position. So this is called para rearrangement. So first one was ortho rearrangement, this is your para rearrangement, and this will only take place if these ortho positions they are occupied. Otherwise we will always get a ortho rearrangement product if this ortho position is vacant. And this group it never migrates to meta position, it can either migrate to ortho or para position, and it will migrate to para only when these ortho positions they are occupied, then it shifts to para position, and it is called para rearrangement. So this rearrangement is called Claisen rearrangement. So we will discuss its mechanism. First let us see how to prepare these allyl phenyl ethers. So these are prepared from phenols, basically sodium salts of phenols. So let us see how we can prepare these allyl phenyl ethers. Now we have sodium salt of phenol, sodium phenoxide, O negative, Na positive. Now upon a reaction with your alkyl halides, or suppose it is general alkyl iodide, now it undergoes such type of reaction. So what we get? We get ether, this OR plus NaI. This reaction is called Williamson's synthesis. And this reaction is used to prepare ethers from alcohols or from phenols. Now we have to prepare allyl ether, so we use allyl iodide. So let us write a specific reaction to prepare this allyl phenyl ethers. We have this sodium phenoxide plus CH2I CH double bond CH2. This is your allyl iodide. Now this upon reaction NaI will be removed, This is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Basically, it is SN2 reaction, nucleophilic substitution. Now, what we get is we get our desired allyl ethers OCH2 CH double bond CH2, and this is Williamson the synthesis. Now once we get these ethers, allyl phenyl ethers, and when we heat them using some inert solvent like diphenyl ethers, suppose they are heated in diphenyl ether up to 375 or 475 Kelvin, then they undergo such type of rearrangement called Claisen rearrangement. So first preference is for ortho position. If then it is called ortho rearrangement. If this ortho position is occupied, then it migrates to para position, then it is called para rearrangement. Now we will discuss one by one this ortho and para rearrangement, and we will discuss their mechanism. Now first let us start with ortho Claisen rearrangement. So as mentioned earlier, I once again I will write the reaction whose mechanism we have to propose. So we can say this OCH2 CH double bond CH2, if it is heated up to 475 Kelvin, then it will form this ortho substituted phenol CH2 CH double bond CH2. So this is your ortho rearrangement. Now we have to propose the mechanism. Now this mechanism is a pericyclic type reaction. It is a pericyclic reaction. More specifically, it is a sigma-tropic reaction. Sigma-tropic reaction. And it is a concerted mechanism. First of all, it is a concerted mechanism because these are the requirements for a pericyclic reaction. Concerted means bond formation and bond cleavage, they occur simultaneously. Second thing is it involves cyclic transition state. So and it does not require any catalyst. It is basically done with the presence of heat, using just heating. So this is a pericyclic type reaction. More precisely, it is a sigma-tropic reaction, and it has a concerted mechanism which involves cyclic transition state. Okay, now we will write its mechanism, how the reaction takes place. So these are some important things that you have to remember about this rearrangement, that it is a pericyclic type sigma-tropic reaction, concerted mechanism, and it involves cyclic transition state. Now let us see how this shift it occurs. Let us try to write the mechanism. Actually the mechanism is quite easy. So I will write like this: O CH2 CH double bond CH2. So this is the product. So sigma-tropic reactions, they take place. Now we have to make this bond. This bond has to be made. So this bond will shift here. This bond will shift here. This bond will shift here. Now let us see, it is alpha position, it is beta position, and it is gamma position. So it is alpha position, it is beta, and it is gamma position. Now after reaction I will write later here, I will write later, just let us concentrate upon the reactant. So that is how this reaction will take place. It is a concerted type mechanism. Now I will write the transition state obtained in this reaction. So this will be our transition state here. Now there is no change here because the reaction is just taking place this side. Now the bond which is forming and bond which is getting cleaved, that I will show with the red color. Now there is nothing with a single bond. Now let us see, now this bond is getting cleaved, so I will just show it red, and the bond that is being formed I will show by green color. Now here is a new bond formation, carbon carbon bond formation. This bond is being formed. So this CH2 CH2. Now here there is no change. Now this bond is getting cleaved, so we will show by red color. Yes, now it is your CH. Now this bond is getting formed. We already have a single bond, but we are forming one more bond here. So this bond is being formed. So I have shown it by green color. Now we have your CH2. So this mechanism is actually quite easy. I will just erase it. Now this bond is getting cleaved. Okay, so once again I will show it by red. So this is our transition state. So you can see it is a cyclic transition state. So it is your cyclic transition state. Here red color means that the bonds are being cleaved. Green color shows new bonds they are being formed. So you can see the bond formation and bond cleavage. It is in single step. Now after all this bond formation and bond cleavage has taken place, so we will get this product. Let us see what we will get. So here as it is nothing. Now this bond has been cleaved, so this bond has been formed, so it is CH2. Now here is the single bond CH. Okay, now this becomes double bond CH2. Now this bond a carbon oxygen bond, it has been cleaved, so here is your, and here is one thing we have, this bond is getting formed, so we also have a new bond formation here because this electrons they are shifted here. So here also we have a green color, so this is new bond formation. So what we get, now we have C double bond O. Now we also have hydrogen. Now let us write alpha, beta and gamma positions where these atoms they have shifted. So this was your gamma carbon. Now this gamma carbon has attached to carbon, so this was your beta, so this is your alpha. So basically it is not the alpha carbon that gets attached here, this is the gamma carbon that gets attached here, and this bond it has been shifted from this place to this place, so means inversion is taking place. Now the next step is quite clear to all of you. This is your enol keto form, and it is not as stable because the aromatic character has been destroyed. So in the next step it will try to regain its aromatic character by this bond will shift here and this hydrogen will come here. So this is called, I will write here, from this to this is your tautomerism. So that is your tautomerism. So this is your keto form. We will get a more stable enol form because that is aromatic. This hydrogen will shift from this to this. So what we get, we will get our products that are the desired products. So substituted phenol, and the substituted atom is at ortho position. This is OH. This is CH2, CH double bond CH2. But now this is your gamma position, this is beta and this is alpha. So this is your gamma, beta and alpha. So we can say inversion has taken place. This group has been inverted. It is not like that it simply get detached from here and it gets attached here. Actually this bond shifts here. What is happening, I will show. This atom is getting attached here, this bond is shifting here, this bond is getting cleaved. So basically this is happening. This gamma carbon is the carbon that is getting attached to this benzene ring. So the overall inversion is taking place. Inversion is taking place. Now how to prove that, how to check. Now this is the mechanism, this is our proposed mechanism, but how to experimentally check that inversion has taken place, that it is the gamma carbon that is getting attached here, not alpha. So we can easily do this with the help of isotope tracer studies. Now suppose if we use this reactant which has a labeled carbon, this O CH2 CH double bond CH2. Suppose this is the labeled carbon and it is C14. It is not C12. This carbon is C14. Now if we do the reaction, if we do its Claisen rearrangement, then what will happen? What will be the product? As I have already told you, here will be OH. Now this labeled carbon will get attached here. CH2 CH double bond CH2. So by knowing the position of this labeled carbon where it has been shifted here, if there had been no inversion, if it has been directly shifted from this to this, then the 14 carbon should be on this carbon. But now this gamma position, it gets attached to the ring. So this is C14 carbon. So with the help of isotope tracer studies, we can prove that it is the gamma carbon atom that gets attached here by checking the position of the labeled carbon atom. So now second thing, how to show that it is a concerted mechanism, that its reaction takes place in a single step. This can be done with the help of crossover experiments. They prove that reaction is concerted and takes place in a single step. So with the help of crossover experiments, we can prove that this reaction is not a multi-step, it is a single step reaction. Now what are these crossover experiments? That I will discuss in detail with you in our next mechanism, that will be Fry's rearrangement. So where we will prove that that is a multi-step reaction. So with the help of crossover experiments, we can check whether a reaction takes place in a single step or a multiple steps. Now suppose I will write a react, and then we have to see, we have to predict the product. Suppose I have this O CH2 CH double bond CH CH3, this crotyl phenyl ether. So this is your crotyl, this is crotyl group, crotyl phenyl ether. Now if we do its Claisen rearrangement, so as I have said, how to predict the product, because we have there has been, we have to do the inversion of position. So it is alpha beta gamma. So this gamma carbon will attack here, this bond will shift here, and this bond will break. So that is the from the mechanism that we have discussed. So that is the importance of mechanism. So you that is how we can predict the product in ortho rearrangement. So by this, let us try to write the product. Now this will become OH, as we have seen from mechanism. Now this carbon, it gets attached here, CH. Now it is CH. Now this become double bond CH2. Now we have a substituent at this position, CH3. So that is the product in ortho rearrangement. So that is how we product. So you have to remember that when we have to shift this group here, it is shifted with inversion of configuration. Okay, so that is the mechanism of ortho rearrangement. So now suppose this is B, this is A. Now A, this is B. Now how to do crossover experiments? So what they do, they start the reaction with both A and B. Now they see the nature of products. If we get only these two products, this and this, that means it is a single step reaction. But if it is a multi-step reaction, then there are the possibilities that this group, it may migrate from this to this second substrate. So that is how. So this we will discuss in detail in our Fry's rearrangement about this crossover experiments. It is a very beautiful technique with the help of which we can check whether a reaction is a single step, or so it gives us an idea about the reaction is a single step or multi-step reaction. So now let us move to para-Claisen rearrangement. So as I have told you that if these ortho positions, they are occupied, now what happens? O CH2 CH double bond CH2, and these positions, they are occupied. Now what happens? Then if we heat it at 475 Kelvin, this group it migrates to para position. So we will write its mechanism CH3 CH3 CH2 CH double bond CH2. Now here the difference is that in this mechanism that we have to do two shifts. So we have, then this will group will migrate from this to this position. First it will migrate to ortho position, then from ortho it will migrate to para position. Now let us write the mechanism. So it is quite similar, just that we have to do it two times. So first let us write this. Again it is a concerted reaction, so I will simply write, I will not show the transition state here because we have shown that in our previous. Now we know how to shift that. Now here I will just directly shift CH3 CH3. Now this is once again do it alpha beta gamma, then you will see here it will become alpha beta gamma. So let us see, after mechanism it will be quite clear to you. Now let us see what will be the mechanism. So as usual, so what first I will do, I will just place it a little away so that it does not suppose it is a CH3. Okay, now let us see, and it is better to show like this. Okay, now this step is as usual. This bond shifts here, this bond shift here, this bond shift here, and what we get is, let us see what we get. We get here this is as it is, this double bond O, this methyl and this methyl, and here now what we have, let us see, this shifts here, this, now we get CH2 CH double bond CH2. Now let us see what are alpha beta and gamma positions, what has happened. So this was your alpha position, this is beta, and this is gamma. Now gamma has attached here, this is gamma, this is your beta, and this is alpha. Now let us see in the next step what happens. So the next step I will write here only. Now you can see there is no hydrogen here, so tautomerism is not possible. So what will happen, we get once more, as I have already told you, here we have to do this shift two times. Now let us see how we can show it. This shifts here, this shifts here, and this shifts here. Now let us see what we have obtained from this. We get, I will write here, let us see what we have obtained. So let us see, or it will be better if I can write here. So I will write the product from this rearrangement. This product I am going to write here because I have a good space here. So what I get here this as it is, this is C double bond O as it is, CH3 CH3. Now this as it is. Now this bond has shifted here, so it is your CH2 CH, it is double bond CH2. This bond has been cleaved, so this bond has been shifted here. So we have got this, and here we have hydrogen. So now let us see the positions. This is alpha, this is beta, and this is gamma. You can see here now we started from alpha beta gamma and it gets attached in the same order because two inversion has taken place. First it has inverted from this to this gamma beta alpha, again when it shifted, it again shifted to alpha beta gamma. So from this position to para position, overall there is no inversion. So the next step, as usual, you know that it will be shift of this hydrogen from this to this. So it will take place like this. So let us show, this comes here, this comes here, and this comes here, and what we get is, I will write the product here in green color. So after this rearrangement we get this. So this bond has shifted here, this bond has shifted here, this bond is here, here is a CH3, here is a CH3, here is your OH, and here is your CH2, CH double bond CH2, and these are your alpha, beta and gamma position. So overall in para position what we have learnt that there is uh, two shifts. So there are two shifts. Second, because of these two shifts there is no net inversion. No net inversion means if we had this CH3 CH3 OCH2 CH double bond CH2, this is your alpha, beta, gamma. Then after the reaction we get these are attached in the same order, so there is no net inversion. CH3 CH3, here OH, now here is CH2 CH double bond CH2, and this is your alpha, beta and gamma position. So that is how you can determine the product from this para rearrangement. So there is simply this atom, it simply gets cleaved from here, and this whole group it gets attached here as it is. Just in para rearrangement, just break from this oxygen carbon bond and attach this group as it is to this para position and attached hydrogen here. So let us see, let us try to determine the product as similar we have done with our ortho product, orthocrotyl O CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. So crotyl phenyl ether. Now we have these two substituents, so that the group it migrates to para position. Now here the product will be, I will write here, you can easily guess what we have to do. We have to cleave here from here, shift this group as it is, so and directly attach it here, so and make that oxygen OH, just that OH, here CH3 CH3, and here as it is in the same order CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. So that is the product of para Claisen rearrangement, and we have already done its mechanism. So if I have to compare ortho and para, so let us try to compare the example that we have done. If we have this product O CH2 CH double bond CH CH3, this is your alpha, beta, gamma. Then in para, in ortho rearrangement, this gamma position it gets attached here. Okay, so what we get is that is the difference OH. This gamma position now it will attack here, this bond will shift here. Okay, so CH, this will go to substituent, this group will go as a substituent, CH double bond CH2. So basically it takes place with inversion of configuration. So this was your alpha, beta and gamma. Whereas in case of your para rearrangement products, as there are two inversions, so there is no net inversion. CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. Suppose it is substituted with some substituents. Now here you have to break from here and shift this group directly to here without any rearrangement. So this is your alpha, beta, gamma. So what I get is OH CH3 CH3 CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. So that is the product obtained from, this is your ortho rearrangement and this is your para rearrangement. So that is all for today in our next lecture we will discuss about Fry's rearrangement, and that is also very important reaction, and there we will discuss in detail about crossover experiments. If you like the lecture, please don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you very much.